Kentucky smallmouth. I'm in the wrong place. If I mean to sleep outdoors, I don't think I want to listen to another dude's music, smell another man's smoke. I don't know. The RV park thing is, what I'm doing could be much better, but not a whole lot could be better than that right there. Gonna fish that in the morning further up, small water. But for now I'm gonna, it's hot here in Kentucky. I've been sweating, so I'm gonna hop in, cool off, and then hopefully things quiet down back there, and I'll get some rest here tonight for a long day tomorrow. Gotta save those. You stop at a hotel room. Alright, the rooftop tent is by a Portuguese manufacturer called James Baroud, B-A-R-O-U-D. And Boondocks is going to be a distributor for them here in the United States. And we're going to be making different pieces that support, and I'm going to show you in the morning when we get out on the river here in Kentucky. I got my fishing gear in one side, and I have all of my Boondock sales stuff in the other, but it supports this and creates a space underneath it for all kinds of stuff, including my kayaks. So I'm gonna get some sleep, and we'll show you the gear boxes that this rooftop tent is sitting on in the morning. Let's go find some smallmouth. All right, I will untie this and show you a little bit about these boxes, the gear boxes that are holding up the rooftop tent and carrying all my fishing gear. Okay, motor and battery. Paddle and PFD. Net and tackle. All right, before we head too much further upstream, let's do a forage and habitat assessment. I actually see a smallmouth right there. It's good grass, good submerged vegetation, kind of a gravel bottom. Looking upstream, grass on the edges. This is our bottom substrate. We got a lot of healthy snails, and there are some shells down there. Oh, there's a little sculpin right there. Nice. Okay. Looks pretty healthy. Pretty good day to mow your lawn. Right next to the river, apparently. There's brush hog going.
Good, how are you?
Doing well. Catching them?
I'm with this guy down here. He ran off the left.
Yeah.
That's a nice setup you have there.
Thanks. I put myself in the butt with the top water door.
Oh no.
Just hanging there.
That's a bad start.
Yeah, not a good start.
Have a good one.
All right, see ya. I'm gonna stop recording. I'm pretty sure I gotta pull my pants down. Very sticky Bluegill quad spin hooks that I've put on crankbaits, and now because they're spin hooks, I wanted them on this Chapo. I'm gonna pull my pants up, see if I can't get those hooks into a fish instead of my own posterior. So the end of a pool is special. sort of, everyone just swatted at it, the terminus of a hunting range, so to speak. You know, we live on a farm in Maryland, and it's funny, the cows will always eat all of the grass that's right up against the fence. Hey, this is as far as we can go. This must be where the best stuff is. I don't know. It's just, I just personified them, and I don't think that's really fair. But it is animal behavior to move to edges. Deer do it where they want to be. They don't want to be out in the middle of a field. They want to be on the edge of the field where it meets the woods. These fish are no different. They're going to go right to the end of the pool. And it's a good feeding zone. Let's work this other shoreline. It's kind of shallow here at the end. It's always nice when it's deep at the end, but you know, it's not to say there won't be in something shallow. One of them swatted at it over there. What happened there? So we always start as aggressive as possible in terms of the bait's presence, its noise, its size, it's just everything, because if they're gonna hit an aggressive, fast-moving bait, why would you finesse? I like finessing, I'm good at it, but I can cover more ground. I mean, the Chopo or Mag Draft, or you know, the topwater, big topwater bait like the Shower Blow, if it's gonna pull fish from a great distance and they're willing, like they want it, why wouldn't you? It allows you to cover more water quicker and just present to more spots and catch more fish, catch bigger fish. All right, it's time for a downshift. And now, that doesn't mean I'm not gonna come back to this and wanna give it more than one try here in the morning, but I'm gonna maintain a similar large size, but it's a downshift. Throwing the 7-inch scented jerk shad is a downshift in how much noise it makes. It's pretty clear water. I think they know that it's there. The noise, how obtrusive it is, you know, I don't know. I don't want to downshift in size yet, because I feel like this sort of fishery can support big fish, but I'm going to maintain the speed. I'm skiing it, and the 7-inch scented jerk shad is really good for skipping into tight spots. That's a downshift in how much I'm asking them to, how far I'm asking them to move for it. You know, I'm not asking them. I can get way more aggressive with this bait in terms of getting it near the grass and near the wood and everything else. I'm not asking them to come out in the open as I am with the Chopo. All right, besides that one topwater blow up on the Chopo, I really don't have anything going yet. Sometimes it's not just the progression of aggression that you have to make those adjustments for, from big and noisy and fast and loud and to smaller, slower, more subtle, smaller, finessey profiles. You know, sometimes it's whether you're fishing top water, middle of the water column, and bottom. So with nothing going on, I actually have 3 different baits up front. You know, I'm gonna keep the Chopo nearby and throw it occasionally, but that fluke is gonna work the middle of the water column. What's going on down here at the bottom? The crayfish crankbait. I'm gonna grind the bottom a little bit, see if it matters whether, you know, the adjustments are from top water, middle, or bottom makes any difference at all. I'll rotate through those 3 and we'll see what happens. All right, I got one fish, one smallmouth to hit that crankbait, and I am hardcore resisting doing what I know I can do to catch fish, which is to lock on to some deep wood with current and dead stick. Anything. Just put something down there, like a 4-inch scented jerk shad, or my little jig, my finesse jig would do great down in there. So somewhere between finesse and power fishing is this thing. It's clear. It's not a real strong flow, and maybe today is just the right day for me to solidify some of the presentation specifics and lessons that I learned from Josh Trenko up in Michigan, and apply them to these Kentucky. And I actually did see my first good size smallmouth, and he came up and swiped at but didn't eat this bait. So he's telling me, yeah, it's kind of cool. I think I might. It's interesting to me, that thing. Maybe I'm just not doing quite the right thing with it yet. Not long enough pause. Ooh, that one ate it. And man, he had it in his mouth. I'm learning. All right, this is more action than I've had. And like I said, somewhere between power fishing and finesse. Tail grabbers. Those were actually panfish. There we go. First one. First fish. Okay, somewhere between finesse and power fishing. Good. That was fun. Okay. It's actually not my first Kentucky smallmouth. I've caught them at a Kentucky lake. I think that bluegill beds, and I can see some of them, or panfish beds, whatever they are, might be a patternable thing. Because, you know, this part of summer, the big bass are no longer spawning. There might be some second or third wave fish doing their thing. Oh, I found the wood. But the bluegill are, and, you know, it's a source of a lot of activity. And the bigger fish, for sure, will move in and try to eat the bluegill, and they'll be in places like this. I don't see one here, but I've seen them. There's some little bluegill there. They'll eat on the smaller bluegill that are like on the outside of the beds where the bigger ones are spawning and doing their thing. So bluegill bed pattern, yeah. And the bass just hang out on the outskirts of that and pick off the other ones that are kind of active in whatever that scene is about. But it's a lot of activity, a lot of food in one place. There's a decent one. I'm trying to get under those rocks. Can't get under those rocks. Love how well it hooks these fish. Look at that round belly. Little guy. I thought he was bigger because he had some weight to him. Just a real fat 13-incher. So no bigs yet. I gotta think at some point there's some in here. There's got to be some nice fish in this small river. That one was on wood, like just big old jumble of wood, which I just threw this back into a different jumble of wood. And we got another one. Yeah. So, yeah, depth in wood is good for this size. Where you go all the way. You gotta cast right where you're gonna launch. Right where you're gonna get back in. It's cool right here where it trickles out. See it coming right down through those rocks. It's not cold, but it is cool. The whole, that waterfall, it's pretty.
Oh, they're fishing. Okay. Okay, then we'll go left. Morning, how are you?
Doing good.
Hey!
Some deep wood. Can't get in there with my kayak leash. How do you get in there? Alright, I don't know if you heard that. That was the plunk of a rather large smallmouth. Pulling my drag. Finally. Got a decent one. He jumped nicely. He did a good jump for me. You gonna stay hooked? Alright, there are some good ones in here. Nice. Get in my net. You just chill out there a minute. Catch your breath. Because you worked hard. Yep, you worked hard. I worked hard too. I've been fishing for a while without seeing something your size. For sure gives me hope that there's some better ones in here. Look at you. You're pretty. I get a measurement. I'm guessing he's right around 15. Yeah, it's small water. It doesn't mean there aren't some pretty good ones in here. No, you're not even 15. 14 3/4 is big for the day. Real pretty fish though. Pretty jump. Thank you. All right. I still have faith that this small river can produce some actual big smallmouth. Giants? I don't know. Probably not. I bet you we see a muskie though. This is the wood he was on. I'll put another one in there. You just skip it right in there. Let it drift along that log that's parallel to shore. Let's at least get rid of some of it. All right, I'm a little out of breath. I've cut 3 or 4 wedges like that out of the downstream side. I may push on it a little bit, see if I get it to snap, but basically the wetness of everything and the amount of pressure that's on the other end of the log is really pinching my blade. I'm probably 60% of the way there. I don't want to lose my blade to this. I have no wedges. I don't have a second saw, but it's for sure giving the river a leg up on snapping that and opening up this channel in, the part where people are going to want to come through with their kayaks and canoes. So I think if the river comes up a little bit, it'll probably finish this off. Alright, that took about a 2.5 or maybe like 3 foot wide gap, which I think a canoe could have slung through, but it would have been mashed. But I pulled the log and made it, I don't know, you got about 20-25 feet now to get through there. And I think this will snap here eventually. But where you can, it's good if you can remove a hazard for other paddlers, other people using the river. Just kind of a nice thing to do. And strainers kill people every year, so you never know. Higher water, if this is still here, that could have saved a drowning. You know, be a good steward of the river and in ways in terms of cleaning up trash, but also in being a good steward for your fellow river users to clean it up. I gotta dunk in this water now because I am sweaty, very sweaty. One of those you don't launch right away bass. Real neat looking water up here. The big old boulder. Looks like the river split in half. And real nice chunky once you go downstream. I'll tell you buddies. Yeah, we'll take a look at this. This is a beautiful looking. Shade. Oh, shade, depth, and tree. Put this back, please. If it's faster moving water, I'm probably going to move it a little bit faster. If I see depth, shade, and wood, I'm going to slow down and let it kind of fall down in there. Yep. Yeah, that worked. Just put it on the bottom. Yeah. All right. better fish, as in like, I don't know, 13 and a half, maybe 14. Come here, I'll get you in the net. Right in the corner. Tell me something. Do you have any bigger brothers and sisters? Maybe even a grandma. Where's your grandma? Oh, pulling the measuring board out for what will be 13 3/4. All right. Channel and find that deeper water on the bank. Let that torpedo eat. Yep. Good, good. Okay, so decent fish, but there was a follower with it that looked like it was probably 17 or so. What can I do here? Can I let him chill? And because the 17 is sort of activated, is this gonna work? I don't even know if I can keep stay on the spot. Steer with my motor, keep that fish going. I don't know. Nope, that was a little guy pecking at it. Alright, so this little guy appears to be smallmouth, right? Look at that. Smallmouth. Look at the tongue. You're not going to see it. I'm just going to tell you. Well-defined spot right on the tongue. So these are hybrids of some variety. True smallmouth don't have that rough tongue patch. Hung there for a long time before he came up and grabbed it. Yeah. Good, good, good. Deep wood, shade, depth wood and shade. That's a whole lot of just messing around with different line control, letting the fluke just kind of hover there. Yeah, deeper water, wood and shade, and 13 and a half. It's the third biggest of the day. I really did see one back there. I think was like 17 that followed a, the 12 that I caught followed him out. Man, am I tangled up in the camera, everything. So after what has been all day of isolated water, nothing's connected. I'm in one long pool that's I don't know, I think I'm 3/4 of a mile into it, maybe not that much, and I'm catching them, but they're just one after another of these. Yeah, they're not all that small, but you get what I'm saying. Dink, 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 dink. Like, at some point I stopped saying, GoPro, start recording. You can actually stop. There's nothing happening. Because, GoPro, stop recording. Because I'm not seeing bigs. I've seen 2 quality fish in the water so far. And they were probably 17 inches. I've not seen anything. And, you'd expect if there's numbers of 18s, 19s, 20s, which you always hope for, that you'd see a few. I don't care what size they are. It's exciting when that white disappears. It's just fun. I think I'll turn around here soon because it's getting to be 5, and I think, oh, look at that rock bass, big old rock bass. I gotta get close to my dealer visits tomorrow. Gotta sell some boondocks. Just FYI, I did come back to it. I've been throwing it on the entire length. Wow, not quite done yet. I can see the end of the pool, but this long, uninterrupted pool, figured it's a good a place as any to get back to being aggressive and throwing something big. I mean, big fish should live in here. Yeah, as soon as I go back to the fluke, it's fish on. No one wants top water here. Everyone likes the fluke. Yep. Hug the inside of this log. Anyone? No? Surprised. How about there? Look, I'll let you go. But don't rip up my fluke. Don't do it. Alright, we got the log that I worked on right down here. It's kind of nice. I made it easier on myself by working hard earlier. there was a gap that was, I don't know, 5 feet. I'd have been fine. I just had to get out, but now I don't have to get out. Neither does anyone else. I actually see the swath that I dragged that thing. I mean, it was right here, and I took it all the way down there. You can see where it scraped through. Nice wide spot. Am I still gonna have to get out? Maybe. I made it. I made it. Cool. Check that out. Made in USA. It says Hubley, Hubley kitty toy, Lancaster, Pennsylvania. Made in USA. Those are rubber. Rubber tires, pickup truck. Probably some kid back in the 60s. Maybe earlier. Loaded that thing up with yeah, I think I'm leaving it. Boom. Okay. Here's my hook. Another one in there. Can I get you out? Alright, pulling it down, pulling it out. There it is. Let him go. Not even bleeding. Yeah, just a worm hook. I'm gonna leave that there. I don't need a rusty hook. Ending up in my leg or anything. It'll rust out on the bottom of the river instead of in that fish's throat. So you go in the, I don't know, there's so many different videos showing what to do, but you don't have to leave them in there. Go in through the gills, reach around, rotate it, and it should come out. Might actually have decent fish here. Not a giant, but end of the day. Come on. Oh, nice jump. Yeah, not bad. I bet he's the longest. I think I had a 14 3/4 earlier. I'll bet you he's better. Let's see what he is. Yeah, he has a 16-incher. Cool. Alright. I think I'm going to call that a good end. So just catch ton of fish on the fluke. I think I'm gonna do a dome release with this 16-incher, and we'll do a wrap up, and I'll get out of here, and I'm on my way to Tennessee next. But thank you for being, yeah, it's a nice one at the end of the day. Pretty Kentucky smallmouth. Believe someone when they say last cast. It's always a lie. It's like on Maury Povich. You said that was your last cast. That was a lie. Get in here. Oh, you threw my fluke. Running out of them. You didn't need to do that. Rude. It's always nice when you can see your truck at the end.